internalize the admixtures offering, or do they have an interest in getting into this business?
They may, but it could also create some inherent marketplace conflicts down the road for them, that they may wish to remain independent. I know Cemex, which is a Mexican-based company, was working very hard to consider that about 5 years ago. It would be something to take note of. I don't know the outcome of whether they did or did not get into the admixture business. But they were once a very large customer of the ASF.
Okay.
It's possible that Heidelberg, Holcim, Lafarge, Cemex, or even Oldcastle, which owns CRH, would be interested in potentially acquiring this business. But mainly for cost control, insourcing, I can't see them, other than Oldcastle, being highly interested in the construction systems side, which I'll get to in a second.
Okay, I see.
It's too complex. They may be interested in the admixture business on its own. It's possible.
Okay.
The last piece I would share with you about admixtures, just so from a basic understanding, is their service and distribution model. They have very small manufacturing sites. I mean, there may be 3 to 10 employees, something like that, where they are essentially blended. Yeah, very small.
Yeah.
And they're essentially blending stations. And they blend these chemicals. They fill them into tankers, and then they deliver the admixtures to the concrete producing sites within a radius of that plant, to typically a couple 100-mile radius maximum. And it's a very delivery and service oriented business. You either own your own trucks or you contract with a carrier to manage that distribution network of chemicals. It's a direct sale. There's no distribution channel to the producer. There were typically very high, good margin, attractive margins in that business. This is a little bit dated information, but it was in the gross margins in the high 50s, low 60s, something around that range, as I recall. Yeah. Maybe mid 50s, somewhere in there. But nice, nice gross margins, but then some high costs attached to freight, distribution, network. That was probably besides raw materials, is the biggest cost structure was that distribution network.
Okay. In terms of the raw materials, I understand it's like broad range of petrochemicals intermediates with no real. Is there like a single one of them that is a bit more important to the others? And what is the ability to pass through raw material price increases?
Yeah, my expertise is less on the admixture side than it is on the construction systems side, but I can tell you. But I have enough familiarity. I can't tell you the raw materials, but you're in the right value stream. And they were very. I remember them being very reluctant, and they had some challenges passing on price increases. But with some diligence, they were able to do that. And mainly, they were able to improve their margins by switching out into new technology that was higher margin. I mean, that really was how they drove their margin improvement program, delivering greater value to the customer with higher margin products that were developed in-house through research and development.
Okay. If we look at on the admixture, obviously BASF, they claim that they're number one in admixtures, but as you rightly said, this is a very, very local business. Would you know a little bit further what is kind of the geographical exposure of the admixture business? I understand it's mainly
I would
Europe.
say. Sorry? Go ahead.
I know they're strong, obviously, in Europe and the U.S., but I'm not sure they have too much of a presence elsewhere. Is that correct?
They have